Hello and welcome. It's time for another storyteller Bible story.
Over the last few days, we marked remembrance, and we remembered the many people who gave their lives in the conflicts and wars of the past. And of course, many of them were soldiers. Today, we get into our time machine and we travel back 2,000 years to the time of Jesus, where we meet a soldier in the Roman army. And he had a special title.
Centurion.
And that name means something in Latin. It means that he had command over...
Not 10.
Not 50.
But 100 soldiers. So he was the boss of 100 soldiers. And what was his name? Centurion. That's right.
Was his title, so we don't know actually what his name was.
No, not his name. That's right.
But his title was Centurion. So shall we start the story?
Let's start.
So let's
open the book.
And we'll hear the story, The Centurion's Servant.
The Roman centurion stood before his soldiers. There were 100 in all. Each and every man sworn to do whatever the centurion commanded.
Now, we've got to tell you one thing. We want you to take part in this storytelling, and whenever we stand to attention, we all say together, Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Shall we practice that? Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Brilliant. Let's carry on with the story.
Excellent. So the centurion commanded,
Fetch my sword.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Shouted one of the soldiers, and he was off in a flash.
Fetch my shield.
The centurion added, Yes, sir. Right away, sir. And another soldier ran off as well.
Forward march.
He shouted once everything was ready.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Answered each and every man. And they marched off together through the streets of Capernaum. The centurion was used to giving orders, and he was used to being obeyed. Not only by his men, but by the people of Capernaum as well. For the Romans were in charge of that city and all the land where Jesus lived, a land they had taken by force and now ruled with a cruel hand. One day, the centurion went home to hear some bad news. His servant was ill, unable to move and in great pain. The centurion felt sorry for his servant, but for all his power, there was nothing he could do, no order he could give to make that pain go away. So the centurion went to see Jesus. He'd heard that Jesus made sick people well, and so his request was simple.
Help me, sir. My servant is terribly ill.
The people standing round Jesus wondered what he would do. This centurion and his soldiers had bullied them and stolen from them and pushed them around. Would Jesus do for this man what he had for so many others? But there was no question in Jesus' mind. He had taught his followers to love everyone, even their enemies. How could he do any less?
I will go and heal him,
Jesus said. And then the centurion said something that surprised them all.
No,
the centurion said. And could it be that he was remembering all the cruel things he had done?
I do not deserve to have you visit my house. But I do know this. I am a man under power and authority and with power and authority. I tell my soldiers to fetch this and they do it, saying,
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
I tell them to fetch something else and the answer is the same.
Yes, sir.
Right away, sir. And when I order them to march, they obey. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. You have power over sickness. So all you need to do is to give the order, and I know that my servant will be healed.
Jesus turned to those around him, amazed.
This man trusts me. He really does. I have not found this kind of trust even amongst our own people. And I'm telling you the truth when I say that people just like this man, people from all over the world, will one day be part of all that God is doing. But because they do not trust me, some of our own people will miss out.
Then Jesus turned to the centurion and said,
Go. All that you hope for will happen.
And at that very hour, the centurion's servant was healed.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Well, isn't it wonderful that Jesus came for all the people in the world and not just to the people, his own people who lived in Israel a couple of thousand years ago? If you had a friend with a great need, I imagine you would do the same thing as the centurion. You would do everything in your power to try to help them. And so why don't we close our eyes? Let's close our eyes for a moment and let's think about the people, the friends, the people we know who need help. Close your eyes and think about anything you can do to help them. I'm going to say a prayer now, and if you want to make that your own prayer, you can say Amen with us at the end. Dear God, thank you for all the people like doctors and nurses who work very hard to make people better. Please be with any children who may be away from school today because they're poorly. Please be with anyone who's suffering from COVID and anyone helping the sick today and this week. Amen.
Amen. Right, that was it for today. Although not quite. We have a song. And the song is called Wonderful Lord. It has some beautiful actions. And we would love you to enjoy that. And over the next weeks, you might be learning the actions too.
Wonderful Lord. See you soon.
Bye.
Here we go. Wonderful Lord.
Wonderful Lord, wonderful God, you are my shield, my protector. I can lie down, go off to sleep, knowing you're watching over me. Wonderful Lord, wonderful God, help me to trust you forever. I will not fear, 'cause you are near. I can lie down and sleep in peace. me.